once you figure out one big problem, figuring out everything else is, even figuring out marriage is just like business, and figuring out relationships with friends. And it's all kind of this, it's just problem solving. And I think that's what we've sort of become experts at. And now when we hit a problem, it's like, yo, there's an opportunity on the other side of this. We just need to figure this out.
Guys, welcome to another episode of HCR Podcast. We have a very dynamic duo on this episode where I'm excited. We have a whole new audience. Our audience is used to fighters, and obviously they're incredibly fun to hear their stories, but you guys have a wide range of experiences and stories that our audience is going to want to hear. So we got some questions, but real quick, Rob and Dana Linn Bailey. I said your middle name. Do you have a middle name that we should know?
No.
Brandon.
Oh, Robert Brandon Bailey. If we're going to go by my government name.
There we go.
Brandon.
And you guys, every time I post a picture of you guys in the office, in the studio, whatever, everybody knows you guys. I feel so like I've been living under a rock, but everybody blew me up. They're like, how did you know Rob and Dana? Like, where did they come? Give us a little bit of your backstory before I get into a bunch of just individual questions.
Oh, man.
All right, backstory. I'll give Dana's backstory, and then you'll give mine. That way we're not like bragging about ourselves.
Smart.
Right? So Dana was originally a school teacher, which I'm not sure if you knew that.
I did not.
School teacher. We met like 23 years ago, 24 years ago.
2001.
Yep.
First.
Oh, 24 years ago.
Jeez.
2001.
Yeah, we started dating. I got Dana into weightlifting.
Oh, you weren't in before?
No.
So I played soccer for Westchester, and then I didn't, like, you would think, like, college athletes, they'd have you in the gym. No. And when we started dating, he was
Busy boy.
very, very busy. He worked at a restaurant. He'd go in we're still in school, but I don't think he ever went to school except for nutrition class because I was in it. I made him take me. And he'd have like prep shift in the morning and then night shift. So I'd wait for him to get off work, which especially on Fridays, Saturdays, he's there till like midnight. So he'd get off work and we'd like hang out while he's showering and then go to bed. So he's like, hey, if you want to see me from 2 to 4, I'll be at the gym. So I was like,
yeah, the only time I have during the day where we can hang out is like 2 to 4, and I'm training like a bodybuilder. She's like, all right,
see you there.
Just pranced on in.
So
and,
I was like, what do we do?
And I was like, we're going to bench today.
Today we're benching.
She was like, all right. And then she turned into a monster right away.
I was going to say, when did she start benching more than you?
Not quite yet.
Her Wilks.
My Wilks score, yeah.
Yeah, her Wilks is pretty good.
Her body weight.
Yeah.
So she started lifting weights, and then we went into normal life, which was school teacher. I was a designer at QVC, and she decided to do a
do you know QVC?
bodybuilding show.
Yeah.
Everyone knows. I don't
We're
know.
gonna
If
drop
there's
a lot of
any
little things that you're gonna be like, wait,
people
what?
Out there that
This
don't
is
know
great.
QVC,
Yeah.
Wow.
Home Shopping Network.
That's what I'm known for.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, please. I'm like, this is, I feel
okay.
bad that I'm getting
so
to know you just as quickly as my audience is.
I went to Westchester with her. I dropped out, I think, after 2 years. I went to art school for about 10 months, dropped out of art school. So I'm not really a school kind of guy. And then I got my first job, my first like real design job at QVC. So I worked at QVC for maybe like 3 years, which taught me so much.
I'm sure.
Like,
not just about design, but business.
oh my God. Well, meeting with buyers, right? And then the buyers talking to the marketers and sales team, then taking the product, to the television and talking about how we're going to sell this on TV, how that's going to reflect online, how that's going to work with all the different art teams and creative teams. And I was just there like an excited young kid, and everybody else is in corporate world, so they're just doing their thing. And I was like paying attention to everything. Then after a while, I was like, well, if these idiots can do this, I can sell anything.
Yeah.
So anyway, getting back to Dana, she started doing a show, and I sat her down and I said, like, what are your dreams? And she's like, well, I don't know. I've never been asked my dreams before. And I'm a really big dream guy.
Totally.
Like everybody in my life, I sit down, I'm like, tell me all your dreams because we're going to make them happen. So one of her dreams was like, I want to be a fitness model. And I was like, cool, let's do it. So I started emailing supplement companies, and everyone was just like, no, like she doesn't have the right look, right?
This is like, when I
this is
started.
school teacher Dana.
This is still
Well, no,
school
it's
teacher
it's
Dana.
jacked
This
Dana,
is like
but
college
it's
school teacher.
it's tomboy
But
muscle
this is
girl.
like 2005. Like
You're
girls
right.
back then
So they wanted
didn't
bikini
lift
models.
weights.
Oh,
They weren't in the gym. I was the
So
only
they
girl
wanted
in the
bikini
gym.
models, right? They wanted to have sexy, and she
Got
was
it.
like this hard-edged like weightlifter girl. So I just got
1,700
turned down,
pound dumbbells.
and I just got turned down so much. So then in like 2008, YouTube had started, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start like self-producing her and try to make her famous on these weird new platforms that are called social media. And right away, I blew her up on social media, which then got her pretty far up in the industry. She then competed a bunch, won Olympia, which is crazy, like number one in the world. The influence that she had was absolutely insane, still is absolutely insane. Like she set the foundation for females with muscle, and like I was able to watch it happen and be a part of it, which was really, really cool. And then, I mean, after that has just kept evolving, right? Like has started supplement companies, worked with bigger sponsorships, and everything she ever had wanted had sort of come true. She wanted to own a gym. She now owns a gym, owns a really successful online training thing, which I'm trying to tell her to up the price because it's $7 a month.
amazing.
And, you know, I'm over here
want it
like,
for the
Dana,
masses.
this is worth so much more than $7. And she's like, no, I want to make it affordable for everyone. I'm like,
For the people.
she's for the people.
I'd rather
So
have so much, like, I wanted a price like that. It feels stupid if you like,
Totally. You're an overvalue adder.
yeah, I would rather way more people in there because once they're in, they're like, oh my gosh, I was not training. Like, I thought I was training, but I'm not training. And then they stay in. So I get you in with the low price point, and then you just stay.
Well done.
So became Miss Olympia, retired from bodybuilding, but never from weightlifting, obviously.
Never.
42
I'm
years
literally
old
just
and
came
looks
from
like
lifting.
she's 25. And now is essentially a full-time farmer, businesswoman, lives in Montana, and has like the perfect life. Like I look at her life and I'm like, how do I get that? It's so cool to watch you.
Oh.
Yeah.
How long you guys been married though? Like when did
We're
it?
going on
18 years.
Yeah.
So you guys met. How long from meeting to being married?
We
6
met
years.
in 2001, and then we were married 2007.
So you were helping kind of build the careers and do all that stuff before you were married. Before you guys
Kind
Yeah,
of, around
everything's
2007.
Sorta like that.
same time.
The greatest thing is everything we did, we had such separate goals. Like, obviously, his goal was to have his own, like, apparel line. Like,
Yeah.
that fashion was his thing. Like, I don't think you touched about that, but
Flag nor fail.
in
Well,
high
you're
school,
going to touch on me.
Oh, there we go.
I know, it's just going to be like, I thought we were going back and forth, and then he's just stayed on me. But, so Robbie here was best athlete probably in your
wow.
high school. No.
The world.
She sounds like my mom. Best athlete, best
Best dancer.
dancer.
Looking
Yeah, so
smartest.
athlete, obviously an incredible athlete,
Yeah.
but playing football, and then on the weekends, you were doing like fashion shows and winning fashion shows, like sewed his own tux for prom.
Very well-rounded individual.
Just very well rounded. And then, like, when he went to ask his parents, like, oh, I want to like go to graphic design school, like, oh, you're just going to be a broke artist. So luckily they said that because then he went to Westchester. So how we met is he played football, I played soccer, and it's preseason. They bring all the athletes, so 2 weeks in before everyone else comes for preseason, and everyone like hung out downstairs after your 2 or 3 practices, and you're all dead. And he comes down. I was like, and he looked very different from everybody else. I was like, who's that guy?
Very different.
Yeah.
Piercings in his face, like
Really? I was like, then you look different than now.
Yeah, I never wanted to get tattoos because I felt like tattoos were forever. But I always wanted to, you know, experiment
you're a
with
designer,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, so I had
very artistic.
I had everything pierced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
And I was like, who's that guy?
Oh, we're gonna have to put clips up for that.
I don't know if there are clips. It's before cameras.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I
we're talking like
definitely- I'll
2001,
send you a
dude.
photo.
Please.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want out there.
Our shorts need it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was love at first sight, and I was like, I'm going to know him at some point. Then you like go off into your own dorms, but he happened to be in my best friend's dorm, so I always like, my friend would be like, oh, I'll come over to you. I'm like, no, I'll come over to you. And then, so we finally like started dating maybe junior or senior year. No, sophomore year.
Don't
left.
know.
I don't remember.
Don't know.
And yeah. Well, now I'm going back to, you already told, you messed this all up.
All right, I'll keep us on track. So
No, keep it going.
while we were building her up, I wanted to figure out a way to like, finance everything, right? Because it's expensive to go to all these shows and everything. So I decided my dreams were going to be chased too. So I started an apparel line, printing T-shirts. Once again, not knowing what I was doing, and no one really to look up to. So I would live stream 24 hours a day printing T-shirts, and because everyone says,
what was the streaming platform back then?
so it was called Ustream. It was before Telescope. It was before all of those. It was like the first streaming platform. We're talking 2009.
24 streams. That was not
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah.
And the reason I wanted to do it, and one of the things that I've always looked at is I feel like I have to prove everything. And everyone always says, I'm the hardest worker in the room. And I was like, dude, I'm printing 20 plus hours a day. I'm sleeping 4 hours a day, and I'm literally printing 20 hours a day. How do I prove to people that I'm actually doing this? And I was like, I'll just live stream, and at any point in time, they can sign on and watch me. So we started doing that, and people were just amazed. Like, you could sign on at 3 a.m., and he's actually printing this is crazy. It probably looked like a loop. Yeah.
It looked like a loop.
And so I started doing that and started figuring out how to, do limited drops and all of that stuff out of the garage. While she's working as a school teacher, trying to do the YouTube thing.
Prepping for shows.
But
the nice thing is how everything, having such different goals, like he's trying to build this business, I'm trying to do this fitness thing and compete and do all this stuff. So we used ourselves as models because we didn't have money, but then also him shooting YouTube video and trying to make me ultra famous only came back to trying to get Flagner Fail. So obviously we're wearing Flagner Fail, so then it's bringing eyes. So it's nice that even though your goals are separate, we made them align. And that was like the biggest thing, was the alignment and realizing like, I'm helping you out here, he's helping me out here, and it just will go this way.
1 + 1 = 4. It's the best. Yeah.
And everything was just problem solving.
Yeah.
And that's essentially where everything else sort of spawned out of. So real quick to cover everything else, like her YouTube channel started making money.
Nice.
And once again, I'm just promoting her on YouTube, trying to get eyeballs on her. And all of a sudden there's a revenue check coming in. And I was like, this is crazy. And then we got demonetized.
Oh, what?
Because we were using Hate Breed and
Asking Alexandria.
and we were using relevant current music. So then I said, well, I need royalty-free music. I'll start making music so we can use it in the YouTube videos. Then next thing you know, I'm on the Billboard charts on self-produced music. And I was like, I guess I make music now. So whatever it is, 6 albums with Rob Bailey and the Hustle Standard, 2 metal albums, 4 folk out. Like, now I just put music out.
I mean, and that generates money too, I'm sure.
Yes.
Do you not monetize it?
No, I monetize
Good.
it.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm blown away by the amount of money that shows up every month from streaming. Like, and same thing. It was done just to support her YouTube, and the next thing it's a thing.
also done it like you became like a musician based on a problem that we were just solving.
Yeah.
That's how.
And that's what everything was, and that's what the gym was. The gym was we had this warehouse, and we wanted to bring. People wanted to be a part of something. We're like, well, we'll just put a gym in the warehouse, and then people can come here and do these camps. And then next thing you know, that was making so much money that we're like, let's open a public gym. And everything was just solving a problem. I mean, her not being able to get supplement sponsorships is why we started a supplement line.
So good.
And so we started a supplement line, and that worked. But it was every time we got shut down at a door or something didn't work, it was like, there has to be a creative solution.
Or a creative
Do
solution.
it ourselves.
Yeah. And it's made us into these like extremely well-rounded lunatics that, because, once you figure out one big problem and you sort of have the faith in yourself and you have the confidence, figuring out everything else is even figuring out marriage is just like business, and figuring out relationships with friends. And it's all kind of this, it's just problem solving. Yeah. And I think that's what we've sort of become experts at. And now when we run into problems,
you're definitely the best one.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Look at that.
I just,
But now,
He's
yeah,
definitely
now
the
when we
best
hit
doing it.
problems, like we get excited. Because if we hit a big enough problem, it's like, yo, if we find the solution to this, this is like the next level.
Yeah.
So, I mean, friends and normal people, I feel like when you hit a problem, you get like depressed. And now when we hit a problem, it's like, yo, there's an opportunity on the other side of this. We just need to figure this out.
I wish that is so well articulated. I don't even know. I'm not going to be able to do any better. But if audience just realize what he said, that is such a mindset difference that makes all the difference. Problems are just the opportunity now to get to that next level that unfortunately people see it as a stopping point.
No,
You're just like,
it's
whoa, this
that's
is
the thing.
beginning
You
of the
found
next
the
level.
thing.
Yeah.
Like you start out the journey thinking, you know, I'm going to make all this money doing this.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it starts to slow and you hit a wall. And you're like, well, I guess that's not the thing. It's like, no, that is the thing. You just need to get on the other side of the problem. And I'm telling you, it might not even be the thing that you're doing, but you're going to hit a wall. You're going to figure out the solution to it. It's going to shoot you in another direction. And that's where all the opportunity is. So, I mean, that's why we're so excited every single time we hit a big wall. We're like, yo, this is it. Like if we figure this out.
Because there's always something really right on the other side.
Always.